Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Kano Tryharding Modern. Yes, we are playing Tron today. So, I was looking, I've got a few requests to play Tron, and I was like, alright, it's been a few, we can do one, and then we'll take, space it out a little bit more. One of the things that caught my eye about this list absolutely maxes out on 4-ofs, which I thought was really interesting, up until you get to, like, Ugin Ulamog and Walking Ballista. And I haven't seen a list like this before, but this list recently 5-0'd. It's kind of similar to the way that Tron was being built before I started trying to like iterate and improve and mess around with it. The sideboard has Kozilek for mill, but they also have Platinum Angel as a wishboard target, which I think is kind of interesting. We're also seeing some Warping Whales. I'm not sure why they're in the sideboard, but I imagine there's some sorceries that we may need to counter, like Stone Rain or something in the current metagame. And, yeah. Oh, shoot. Do I have the... I may not have the play points to actually join a league right now. I might have to... Alright, we got the play points. I'll see you guys in round one. Alrighty, round one. Here we go. Let's see if I remember how to play Tron. It's not been that long, right? Okay. Well, we lost the die roll. We'll be on the draw. Yeah, we definitely have better sixes than this. Maybe even better fives. So I'm gonna mulligan. This is close. I mean, this is a turn. What is that? Turn 4 Tron. This would be land map, land Ugin. It's turn 4 Ugin. I mean, we could sack Sanctum of Ugin as well. Do I want to keep the turn 4? You know what? I'm going to put Sanctum of Ugin back, though. I think I would rather have access to the green mana. We're just going to hope turn 4 is good enough. We're against a Luris deck. If it's Hammer Time, we're not going to be fast enough. If it's Death Shadow, we might stand a chance. That was my mistake. I didn't actually look at the Companion Zone before mulliganing again. The good news is, by complete coincidence, I kept a hand that was good against Thoughtseize. Which, if your opponent reveals Luris, you should probably make sure that the hand you're keeping is good against Thoughtseize, if you're on the draw. Now, if you're on the play, and you have 2 Tron lands mapped, that's fine. But if you don't have 2 Tron lands mapped, or if you only have 2 Tron lands map on the draw against a Luris deck, you're probably going to get Thoughtseized, they're probably going to take your map, and you're probably going to have a bad time. So we have the option of playing a Relic here. We could, and then just like leave up Relic Crack, but odds are my opponent's not going to be recursing the grave just yet. I think I would rather have the land tutor, so we're just going to pass. Opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire, shocks a Blood Crypt. We get bolted. Okay. Opponent plays Polluted Delta. Plays Scourge of the Skyclaves. Cracks Polluted Delta. Gets a Blood Crypt. And plays a Death Shadow. Alright. So they pass. We're going to tutor up Urza's Mine here. Untap. We draw Wormcoil Engines. Play Urza's Mine. Play Relic. We're going to use Urza's Mine's mana to sack Relic, because we could draw like an Ancient Stirrings or something. Play Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. So we have 2 draws right now at trying to hit Urza's Tower. If we do, and our opponent doesn't kill us here with a Temur Battle Rage, we have Ugin to wipe the board clean. And then Wormcoil is a great follow-up to that. Let's hope my opponent doesn't have Okay, they don't. We untap. We draw Urza's Mine. Alright. Tower or bust. There it is. Play the tower. Get Troned. Alright. -2 Ugin. Pass the turn. Alright. Opponent plays another Scourge of the Skyclaves. We untap. We draw a Relic. -2 Ugin. I could play Karn here, but I want to get Wormcoil Engine down so I can start gaining life. Opponent just can't beat an Ugin. That's actually awesome. Okay, now let me check. I don't think we have to worry about, what's it called? I don't think we have to worry about Blood Moon unless they don't reveal Luris. That would be the only way that they put Blood Moon in their deck. Why can't I? I'm just going to have to go through the long way and check the metagame really quick. So Luris Death Shadow does not play Blood Moon out of the side, because it would mean that they're not playing Luris, at least to the best of my ability. Yeah, okay. They do play Alpine Moon, though. So we're going to bring in Wilt, probably Thragtusk as well. I don't like Walking Ballista in this matchup at all, and I think I'm going to drop 2 Wormcoil Engines for 2 Thragtusks. This serves a double purpose. Number 1, if I need to wish for a Wormcoil Engine, I can. Number 2, Thragtusk gains life immediately, whereas Wormcoil, you have to connect with it, and that's sometimes hard against a deck that plays like Kolaghan's Command and stuff. So, okay, run it back. Had a great stream last night. We memed around in Modern a lot and got to play some like Waste Knot and such. Not a good hand. We're gonna mulligan. Okay, well, considering we have so many redraws, I'm going to keep this hand. But if we get turn 1 Thoughtseize and they take map, we're basically off of Tron for a very long time. And the worst part is I have to put back Forest here. But yeah, no, it was a good stream last night. We got to meme a lot, and we just kind of finished off the stream by sitting around for like 20-30 minutes and just talking. It was a good decompress after a long day and a good stream. So, all right. Well, we're just gonna have to. I guess I technically should have played Star there. Relic was incorrect, because if I top deck Sylvan Scrying, I can't cast it next turn. Okay, opponent plays Bombat Courier and Swift Spear. Gets in for 2. We untap. We draw a Chromatic Sphere. Okay. Play an Urza's Mine, play a Sphere. Crack Sphere for green, and then we're going to play Star unless we draw an Ancient Stirrings. Okay, play Star. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Swamp into a Scourge of the Skyclaves. Sure. Okay, attack with Bombat Courier. We get hit for 2. We untap. We draw Sylvan Scrying. So, crack Star for green. Get a Karn. Sylvan Scrying. Get a Tower. Play Tower. Crack Relic. Okay, another Sylvan Scrying, which is not going to be useful. Pass the turn. So, my opponent has 1 card in hand and did not reveal Luris, which means there's a really good chance we're going to get Blood Moon. They did not reveal Luris. I looked up like 3 deck lists and they didn't play Blood Moon. Apparently my opponent does. Take damage, go to 10. Here comes the Blood Moon. Opponent discarded Death Shadow to draw 3 cards off of Bombat Courier. Well, the good news is if they don't have Blood Moon here, we can play Ugin and wipe the board completely. And then there's probably no way they can recover unless they have Angrass, Rampage, and a threat. And we're going to follow that up with Karn. Alright, well, it's not looking like a Blood Moon yet. Alright, we untap. They draw a card. We draw a card. Ulamog. Play good old Eugene. -2. Nice. Pass the turn. So, we're probably going to follow up with Ulamog now, because Ulamog can just handle any threat. Opponent Thought seizes us, sees Karn and Ulamog. I think they got to take Ulamog, yeah. They play Bombat Courier, they play a land. They go to combat, they attack us. Sure. So, we untap, we draw Chromatic Star, play Power Plant, play Karn. We're going to see if they fall into the gotcha and don't crack Bombat Courier, because presumably whatever's in their hand is not better. Okay. Kill Bombat Courier. Now they can't crack it. Gonna wish. And, I think we just get Platinum Angel. Like, I really do not want to deal with a lot. Platinum Angel's just going to be a shield against losing the game instantaneously. To something crazy like Death Shadow Thud. Or something stupid. Okay, opponent fetches up a Blood Crypt. We pass. Opponent untaps. And scoops. Nice. So we take down round 1. See you guys in round 2. Alrighty. Round 2, here we go. Alright, league matchmaking failed, so I'll see you when someone else joins. Which is now. I'm not even fully caffeinated yet. I made the mistake of switching back over to energy drinks not that long ago, and so now regular coffee is not doing it for me. This is a mulligan, 100%. This is a keep. We are going to put back... Actually, I think we're going to put back Ulamog. Opponent starts Flooded Strand. You draw Expedition Map. So, given that my opponent has played Flooded Strand, we have two options. We can play Chromatic Sphere and then play Sylvan Scrying on turn 2 that has the upside of drawing an additional card and potentially getting us a threat. Or we can play Expedition Map. Playing Expedition Map now will get under a counterspell, and I'm more worried about assembling Tron in the first place, so we're going to do this. I can hear my parents yelling at my dog to come back, so he's probably being naughty and not listening right now. He likes to run to the back fence where there are other dogs and bark at them ferociously through the fence, despite the fact that if there were no fence, he would run away from them. So he likes to talk real tough sometimes, but he's a complete pansy, and I love him. So players is mine, pass the turn. But it cracks Misty Rainforest. I really hope they just, like, tap out for an Uro, and then we can nab a land. They get a Ketria Triome. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand, cracks Flooded Strand. Gets a Breeding Pool untapped. Plays Uro. We'll go get a tower. Uro enters, gains them life, and they put a forest into play. And then they pass. We untap, draw Wormcoil Engine, play Tower, play Karn. We're going to take out a Raugrin Triome because that's my opponent's only white source. If they have a Lightning Bolt, they can answer Karn, but they have to have a Lightning Bolt effectively. I mean, if they have a fetch land and a free spell, they could play Uro, but I don't think they do. So we untap, we draw Walking Ballista. Before we make any more decisions, play a forest, Ancient Stirrings. Alright, Karn Great Creator. Rest to the bottom. So, let's play Karn Great Creator. Nice. Exactly as we drew it up. So the plan there, and the reason that I didn't downtick Karn immediately, is I wanted to see if my opponent had a counterspell. And if they did, they were going to blow it on Karn Great Creator. Or whatever I wished for, which was, in that scenario, probably going to be Trinisphere. I know I go for Trinisphere a lot more often than a lot of people would. Frequently, people would just go with Liquid Metal Coating, and that would have been a fine pick there. I just think that it's probably a little bit better. Now, I feel like I'm going to really regret not having Veil of Summer in the side, although I've been seeing a lot less counterspells in the metagame right now, so I don't know if they're just bad or what. But I've got a feeling we are going to probably lose to Uro Omnath without Veil. I think I'm actually going to bring in Kozilek over a Walking Ballista. I mean, we could have Warping Whale to counter like an Hour of Promise, or that's about it. That's about the only sorcery that they play. So, check the sideboard really quick. Alright, yep, we're just going to run it like this and hope that between relics and our overabundance of threats, we can get there. This is a mulligan. This is close, but it's still a mulligan. Ugh. I don't like this, but I don't want to go to 4. We're going to put back Karn Liberated, and I think I'm actually going to put back Sylvan Scrying as well. I know that that was a land tutor, and we probably really need a land tutor, but I, at this point, probably just going to stick Relic on turn 1 and hope that that's enough to delay my opponent. Alternatively, I could play an Expedition Map, and if I draw another Tron land, I'll have Tron now. So if my opponent has Force, they might even force this. They did, and they force pitching Mystical Dispute. That's actually kind of good and kind of bad for us. It's kind of good because it means my opponent thinks that we would be faster than them, and we would have been because we were top decking this Urza's Power Plant. Play Relic. Exile Force. The fact that my opponent also pitched a counter spell means they don't have that many blue cards in hand, and if we top deck our last Tron piece in these next few draws, we will actually probably stick this Karn, which would be a huge boon. Okay. Opponent plays a snow-covered island into an Uro. Alright, they gain some life, they draw a card, they put a Field of the Dead onto the battlefield. Okay, we untap, we draw a mine, just like Richard Garfield intended. It's magic as Richard Garfield intended. It's one of my favorite Magic memes. Go ahead and cast Karn. They have to have another force here, and they don't. So the question is, do we get Trinisphere, or do we get Liquid Metal Coating? Or do we get Sundering? No, you know what? We gotta get... I think we're gonna go Liquid Metal Coating. The odds that my opponent has a counterspell is pretty low. If they have a Bolt, this is worse. But I could use this last mana to crack Relic or crack Star, but I'm not going to. Alright, pass the turn. It looks like we may have snuck by because of our opponent's over-eagerness to counter enablers. Which, when you mulligan on Tron, I think it's generally correct to do that. Like, if I mulligan to 5 and keep, you know, Tron land, map, if you force map, I'm probably going to take a while to actually draw Tron. But it's not guaranteed because Tron, as far as its land tutors go, is incredibly consistent on the low end. It's like literally just cantrips and tutors. Opponent Cryptics to bounce Karn. Wow. Alright, we draw another Karn Great Creator. So if my opponent has Force, they're going to be very rudely awakened. So let's start getting rid of islands, shall we? Play Sanctum, and I'm just going to hold this Karn in hand. Make him exile a card. I could play out the other Karn and wish for something. I'm not going to. And the reason being is this Karn would die to Bolt, whereas this one wouldn't. I guess I could have played one and wished, and then played another one and used that one to uptick, but then I was potentially running into another Force, and that could have been very bad. Wow! Opponent plays Uro and paths their own Uro. Because they're so desperate to get lands out. I mean, like, opponent's gonna learn what a Sundering Titan is. Because they can't force a negation a Sundering Titan. That much is for sure. So we untap. We draw. Urza's Tower. Perfect. Wish. Get Sundering Titan. Play Urza's Tower. Yep. That's the game. Oh man, maybe we don't need Veil. I thought for sure we would be toast without Veil, but considering that this list is centered on like consistency and loads of threats, I think this is actually a great list at the moment. I still think Uro is probably a little bit of a weaker matchup, but we'll find out if we play him against him again. Moving on to round 3. Alrighty. We'll play first. This is not a keepable go first hand. This, on the other hand, is, though I would like another threat. The good news is we'll have a few cantrips to look for it. I mean, I'll settle for a Wormcoil Engine, but we have a lot better threats. Put back Blast Zone. Start Power Plant map. So we have 2 natural draws to try and draw like a Karn Liberated, which is generally better in the average case scenario, though if I'm against Mono Red, I'll happily cast a Wormcoil Engine. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. It would appear we are against Mill, I would imagine. This is either Mill or Grixis Death Shadow without Luris. I'm putting it on like a 65% chance of Mill in this weather forecast. So, I'm going to immediately tutor for Tower. I don't want my opponent to have any more draws because they're probably holding Archive Trap, or not. Okay, opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs. Okay, this could be Sultai Control. That is sort of a deck. So play Tower, play Sphere, crack Sphere to draw, Forest, play Star. I'm okay cracking Star here for green because we already drew a green source. Get a Mine, play a map, play a Relic, Relic my opponent. Okay, and we pass the turn. Opponent cracks Verdant Catacombs. Gets an Overgrown Tomb untapped. Okay. Is this 4-color or Sultai Death Shadow? That'd be interesting. I'm going to play a Nurturing Peatland. Crack Nurturing Peatland for a draw. That's interesting. So, I'm going to get a Blast Zone, just in case. Can we draw Chromatic Star? So, play Star. Crack it for green. I'm going to crack Relic now, because I would very much like to draw something I can actually play, rather than lands. Haha, very funny deck. Play a Forest. Sylvan Scrying. We'll get a Power Plant. Pass the turn. So my opponent probably has an overabundance of lands and is going to make up for sacking a land by playing an Uro here, which makes me kind of wish that I hadn't cracked that Relic, but at the same time... Oh yeah, no, totally Thoughtseize me, please. Nice peek. It's just like... Tarmogoyf, woo! Alright, we untap. Draw Forest. Play Blast Zone. Pass the turn. You know, last night on stream, I had like 4 matches where I would have 3 lands on turn 3, and I wouldn't draw a 4th land till turn 10, or turn 9. Like, we take 1. What Sultai deck plays Tarmogoyf? Sultai midrange with Scourge of the Skyclaves. Interesting, so this is kind of like a Sultai Death Shadow a little bit. Okay, put a counter on Blast Zone. We untap. My goodness. Alright. We draw. Karn Liberated. Okay. Play a Power Plant. 2, 4, 6, 7. Play Karn. Nuke my opponent's blue mana. Pass the turn. They untap. They cycle a Street Wraith. Wow. Wow! They scoop it up. So, interestingly enough, I wasn't actually able to find a deck list for this. And there's not even any really that are close right now, as far as, like, top 8 stuff. So, let me think about this. Sultai midrange. I think I may want Thragtusks here. Warping Whale actually can hilariously answer Tarmogoyf if we exile the grave, but it's actually not that great, because Relic by itself is generally going to be enough. Sultai. I'll bring in 2 Thragtusks just on the off chance we need to gain life immediately. And like I said, I like actually having a Worm Coil in the side to wish for. Oh, you know what? Walking Ballista's terrible here. So let's just go... Let's max out on Thragtusk Worm Coil. I don't like playing Walking Ballista against decks playing things like Tarmogoyf and Scourge of the Skyclaves, Death Shadow, that sort of thing. Natural Tron and a redraw. Yeah, sure. Keep. Go ahead and Thoughtseize me, bro. Cycle Street Wraith. Alright, we get Inquisitioned. Opponent sees Tron. They probably have Assassin's Trophy. It's something we need to be aware of, but there's not really anything we can play around, anyway. Draw Karn. Perfect dodge. Play Power Plant, play Map, pass the turn. Opponent plays Polluted Delta into an Overgrown Tomb. Green-blue? Tarmogoyf. Okay. We untap, we draw Ancient Stirrings. So, play an Urza's Mine, pass the turn. I mean, as long as they don't have multiple threats immediately, we should be okay. We're not going to crack Expedition Map unless my opponent Assassin's Trophies us and hits mine. Next turn, we'll just play out Power Plant and play Karn immediately without passing priority. Okay. Opponent attacks us with Tarmogoyf. We go down to 16. They crack Polluted Delta. I imagine they're playing like Stubborn Denial. Just based on... Oh, 4-color, okay. So it is 4-color Death Shadow. And we're getting Thoughtseized. That's bad. Then they play Scourge. I could tutor up a Blast Zone here. So yeah, they do play Stubborn Denial. I'll get Blast Zone. We untap. I mean, I'm probably dying to Temur Battle Rage, but... Play out Tron, play Chromatic Star, sack Star for green. Though I don't know if there's anything we can actually Ancient Stirrings into here. Yeah, we're 1 mana too short for Wormcoil Engine, which is unfortunate. We can get Great Creator. We have any 1 mana thing in the sideboard or less we can wish for. We do not have Relic or Tormod Script in the side. In that case, yeah, we still go with Karn. Rest to the bottom in any order. Play Star. Sack Star for green. Play Karn. Wish with Karn. And we're going to get Sundering Titan. And if we're not dead, we're going to get rid of all of our opponent's lands. And have a blocker, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure I would have sideboarded any differently. Opponent taking Relic was particularly brutal. Because if we'd actually been able to start Relic, we wouldn't be having any problems at all. And actually there, had we started with like a Relic crack, we could have wished for Relic again and played it. Just completely neutralized Scourge. Okay, so we're holding Sundering Titan. My opponent cannot Stubborn Denial Sundering Titan, but they can kill it. I think what we gotta do is risk playing Ugin here. They probably have a Stubborn Denial, but if they don't, this is the way we win. Because Sundering Titan, we would block Scourge of the Skyclaves, not be able to kill it. Oh, okay. Nice! Play Chromatic Star. Nice! Man, we are top decking like a god today. I'll see you guys in round 4. Alrighty, round 4, here we go. I would like to play first. We can do better. Yeah, we can do better than that too. 1 redraw to find a land, or we go to 4. I'm gonna go to 4. It is somehow worse. I'm going to 3. Going to 2! Here we go. Perfect. Immune to Thoughtseize. Pass the turn. So if we just top deck Power Plant and Karn, we win. Oh no. I have made an... Oh, there's Karn! I have made an error. If we top deck Power Plant, we will beat our Tron opponent. Oh, opponent Ancient Stirrings, they may not have turn 3 Tron. They found an Expedition map. Power Plant. Okay, it's going to be a turn 4 Tron from this, but we have 2 turns to top deck Power Plant. Alright, pass the turn. So opponent can go get Tower if they don't already have it. We're going to go get Tower. Opponent plays Tower. Power Plant or bust. Opponent plays Walking Ballista on 1. We untap. Power Plant. Oh, he's so close. Play Mine, pass the turn. Oh. Let's see if they've got it. If they've got a Karn, we lose. Yep, there it is. Game over. Well, the good news is, hilariously, mulliganing to 2, all of the previous hands we got rid of from 3 to 7 were worse than the 2 that we ended up keeping. Just because of the first top deck that we had. So, I guess in the mirror match we'll bring in Wilt, and I could bring in Warping Whale. You know what? I'm going to bring in Warping Whale. I'm going to drop 2 Wormcoil. I'm going to drop 2 Walking Ballista. We're going to try it like this. Warping Whale basically going to be to counter Sylvan Scrying or Ancient Stirrings. And it's just going to be if our hand is absolute garbage. The problem is, the real problem is, in the Tron Mirror matchup, we did not win game 1 when we were on the play. It is very easy to win the Tron versus Tron matchup when you're on the play, if you just keep turn 3 Tron into Karn, or turn 3 Tron into Karn Great Creator. You should just beat your opponent, because you can disrupt their mana, then they can't come back. That may not technically be true if they're playing an Explore variant, but I haven't seen a lot of those recently. I did see one, but yeah, so we didn't win the turn 1 on the play, which is a huge deal. So even if we win game 2 here, we're very not favored to win game 3. And no amount of sideboarding is going to fix that. Alright, we'll play first. Well, I mean, it's turn 4, but if my opponent has turn 3, then it's going to be a problem. But potentially turn 4, I guess I should say. This is not even a guarantee, because we still have to get... I mean, if we top deck a Tron land on our first draw, and it could be mine or power plant, so 8 out of 53 chance, we'll have turn 3 Tron Karn, which will win. So start tower map, pass the turn. Opponent plays power plant into a star. Okay, the good news is my opponent also appears to have a slow Tron hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a forest and ancient stirrings. Get a second expedition map, I guess. Play expedition map, pass the turn. They crack star for green. They found the mine. They've got the scrying. Alright, so it's whether or not they have Karn liberated, basically. We draw blast zone. So expedition map for a mine, play a mine, pass the turn. We don't have pithing needle in the side, so Karn liberated, taking tower. Okay, we untap, draw Karn Great Creator, play a blast zone. Gonna go get a power plant, pass the turn. I gotta try playing this one out because we lost game 1. Maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively this time. Actually, I definitely should have. Opponent upticks, exile Wormcoil Engine. Opponent plays a Sanctum of Ugin, plays a Karn Great Creator, and that is the game. Well, them's the breaks. See you guys in round 5. Alrighty, round 5, here we go. Natural Tron, Wormcoil, keep. Opponent starts Addarkar Wastes into an Aether Vial, so they are either spirits or they are blue-white taxes. Neither of which are very good news for us. One land, huh? Opponent ticks up Aether Vial. Okay, so opponent ticked up Aether Vial and is passing. We untap. Opponent is going to Vial in a 2-drop. Thalia. Okay, we draw Urza's Mine, play Tower, and play Wormcoil Engine. Pass the turn. My opponent cannot cast Path to Exile because of their own Thalia. They untap, do not tick up Aether Vial, and they pass. We untap, we draw Forest, go to combat, attack for 6. Opponent doesn't block, doesn't do anything. Play Urza's Mine, play a 9-mana Ugin, and that's the game. Alright. So versus blue-white, death, and taxes. Probably going to need Spatial Contortion. I may even need Warping Whale as a way to answer Thalia. I like Walking Ballista here. We're going to cut an Ulamog. We're going to cut 1 Wormcoil because I'm going to wish for it. And we're going to cut 2 Relic because odds are we're not going to need to interact with the grave. Actually, I'm going to cut all the relics and just run Thrag Tusks. And we'll run it like this. We're on the draw. With a no-land hand, we have to mulligan. Natural Tron, Karn, Wormcoil, keep. Put back Chromatic Sphere, we'll just keep the Forest. So if my opponent has a Ghost Quarter, we're going to be sad, but other than that, we should be fine. So we start with Mine and then Map. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, takes Aether Vial up to 1. Porter came in here to say hello. Opponent plays a Field of Ruin into a Thalia. Okay. We untap. We draw Ulamog. Play Power Plant, pass the turn. Opponent ticks up Aether Vial to 2. If they have a land, they probably just immediately fire off field. Like on our draw step, probably. They attack us for 2. That's fine. We go down to 18. Okay, we untap, upkeep, draw. They didn't fire off field. Okay, play Tower. Play Karn. Oh, I can't play Karn. Play Wormcoil. It's just... Pass the turn. So the only way that this gets us is if my opponent fields us and then plays like a Skyclave Apparition to get our map. They get an island. They untap. We do have a Sylvan Scrying, so we can go get Tower as well. Opponent Vials in a 3-drop. It's a Skyclave Apparition taking out our map. Well, the good news is we still have Sylvan Scrying. We untap. Draw Forest. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Hit our opponent down to 13. We go up to 24. Sylvan Scrying. Opponent has a Spell Queller. Sure. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Okay. So we just have to continually fade path, basically. They play Leon and Arbiter. They attack us for 6. That's fine. They could have like a Flicker Wisp to prevent us from gaining life or dealing damage. Play a forest. Go to combat. Attack for 6. No blocks for the opponent. They go down to 6. We go back up to 24. Play Karn. We will Wish. Use Karn's ability. Wish for Expedition Map. Pass the turn. Opponent cannot activate Aether Vial, at least for a bit here. They probably don't have anything else to put in, but that's fine. I mean, best draw here would be a tower, because then we could just play Ulamog and probably win this game on the spot. Opponent goes to combat. Attack Karn, attack Karn, attack us, attack us. Interesting. Okay, Karn down. We go to 20. Opponent plays a Leonin Relic Warder, taking our Wormcoil Engine. We untap. We draw Sylvan Scrying. These are technically the same cost, so Sylvan Scrying. I forgot to pay. Like a dummy. Oh, and I could have too. Oh my goodness. Got by the Leon and Arbiter. Oh, and they have an answer. Oh, this is so terrible. Oh, I deserve to lose. I should have won this, but I deserve to lose. Yep, I just straight up forgot to pay for Arbiter. I can't believe that's so embarrassing. I should have 4-1'd this league on the spot. Opponent gets a Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, we got to top deck a tower. If we top deck a tower, we still win. Go to 8. Draw Star. Play Star. This is 1 redraw for tower. Nope. Just straight up lost. Okay. So going on to game 3, at least we'll be on the play again. No adjustments, run it back. That's embarrassing. I really know how to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Okay. Mulligan. This should be a keep, so we're going to keep. I am going to put back Ulamog. Play Mine, play Star. We do have to rely on Ancient Stirrings here to try and find Power Plant, so Ancient Stirrings, don't fail me now like you failed me the last 40 times. Opponent starts Aether Vial, that's fine. We untap. We draw Chromatic Star, so crack Star for green. See what we draw. Okay, it's another Mine. In this case, I will Ancient Stirrings. We find an Expedition map, so yeah, we're going to take the Expedition map. Rest of the bottom, any order. Play Tower, play Expedition map. Pass. So this is a turn 4 Karn. Opponent ticks up Aether Vial to 1. Plays a Ghost Quarter. We untap. We draw Power Plant. Oh, you better wait to Ghost Quarter because you're about to get wrecked. Play Karn. Just top deck what we need every time, like a god. Oh no! Opponent. I mean, we shouldn't have gotten to this game because I should have won last game, but... Oh man. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Okay, Geist of St. Traft. We untap. Draw Karn, Great Creator. Let's take a look at our sideboard here. So I can't stop them from attacking, I don't think. No, I can. I can play Urza's Mind, Wish for Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, yeah, yep. So, uptick Karn on our opponent. We get a land. Play an Urza's Mind. Play Karn. Wish with Karn. Get an Ensnaring. Play Ensnaring Bridge. Play Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. Game's not over yet. Like I thought it was. If they have a Skyclave Apparition, they can take out the bridge, or Relic Warder, that would work too. They can take out the bridge. They will be able to kill Karn Great Creator here. They play Silent Clearing and do a Giver. Okay? Well, we're going to have some good top decks. They attack Big Karn. They put the token in. The token probably is going to attack Karn Great. Yep. Alrighty then. Great Creator down. Big Karn to 5. They're going to Ghost Quarter our tower. That's fine. Get a forest. We untap. Draw Ancient Stirring. So, Ancient Stirring. I probably should have cracked map first. Gotten the tower, and then cracked Star for green and Ancient Stirring. I can play 1 land. I can take Warping Whale, deal with Giver. Like this. Take Warping Whale, rest of the bottom. Crack map. Get tower. Play tower. Exile Giver. Down tick Karn. Exile Warder. Get back bridge. So now my opponent has to have a Skyclave Apparition or another Warder, which is not that unlikely. But if they do, we have to start top decking some more answers. 3 mana, opponent plays Teferi, Time Raveler. That's an answer. So they can kill Karn and hit us for 4. And I did just shuffle Ulamog to the bottom, so now we have to try and draw a different. Okay, okay, opponent plays Field of Ruin, we untap. We draw Wormcoil. Sack Star for green. Karn. Play Sanctum. Play Karn. Sundering Titan does nothing. I guess I get Coding. Play Ensnaring Bridge. Play Coding. Pass the turn. On my opponent's upkeep, I'm going to shut off Teferi. I don't want him ticking up. I could shut off a land here, but we're probably getting fielded. Okay, opponent fields our tower. We get a forest. We are at 6 mana, so we can just cast a Wormcoil Engine. Opponent plays field. Activates field again. Get another forest. Still at 6 mana. Opponent gets a basic island. We untap. We draw a Blast Zone. So play Blast Zone. Play Wormcoil. And now we're just going to start blowing up lands, I think. So we're going to start with their sack to draw. So we want to limit our opponent's ability to draw cards. Because they have 2 lands with actual basic types now, I'm not above getting Sundering Titan if I draw land. They uptick Teferi to 2. Opponent plays a Relic Warder. So they take Ensnaring Bridge. They're going to attack to kill Karn. Luckily, we can block Geist so that this ceases to be a problem. Unless they have Path, which would be really bad news for us, but they don't, thankfully. Opponent plays a Seachrome Coast tapped. We untap. Draw Expedition Map. Okay, go to combat. Attack Teferi. My opponent may just block with Relic Warder here. They don't. Okay, Teferi down. Play map. Pass the turn. Okay, so we're down 2 towers and we're down a power plant. Power plant is our most likely of the Tron pieces to draw, but my opponent did just play a Ghost Quarter, so that may not matter. We're still going to thin our deck and try and draw threats here. So, crack Expedition Map. Get a tower. We're probably not assembling Tron the rest of this game. It's not a big deal. If my opponent Ghost Quarters us, it just limits their own mana at this point. So, play a tower. Play a sphere. Crack Sphere for green. We draw an Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we can't play Ugin. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent has Path. Okay. Get a forest. They Ghost Quarter us, taking out Blast Zone. We still have 8 mana, so as long as they don't top deck another Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin effect here... Oh my god, please don't activate it immediately. Okay, now we need to top deck a land to play this Ugin, but if we do, we win on the spot. Go down to 24. We draw a Warping Whale. Okay, pass the turn. So on my opponent's end step, we can Warping Whale to make an Eldrazi Scion, untap, and then play Ugin. Okay, opponent plays Teferi, Time Raveler. Bounces Liquid Metal Coating. Oh, shoot! I needed the Warping Whale in response. Now I need to draw a land again. I didn't even think about that. That was a punt. Okay. Land, please. End this nightmare. Play Star. Sack Star for green. Play Map. Crack Map. Get a Power Plant. Play Power Plant. Warping Whale. Make an Eldrazi Scion. Coding. So now my opponent has to answer both the Scion and have like a Ghost Quarter. And if they don't, we play Ugin. Opponent attacks us for 2, no blocks. Watch them have a unified will. That would just be horrible. Okay, opponent takes out Liquid Metal Coating. It's not a big deal at all. Okay, we untap. Draw Spatial Contortion. Okay, that's a good backup spell. But Ugin, in theory, ends this farce. I will sack Sanctum. We'll go and get Walking Ballista. And opponent scoops it up, and we go 4-1! That'd have been really embarrassing if I had punted away that league down to a 3-2, and it was looking more and more probable that I had, but thankfully we got a little bit lucky, and we get to open some treasure chests, so let's do that. Treasure chest number 1. We get 10 play points, and good old Phage the Untouchable. Okay. Treasure chest number 2. We get 5 play points, Awakening of the Vitugazi, and Precognition Field. Treasure chest number 3. 20 play points, and an Endless One. Treasure chest number 4. 10 play points and an Ursipine. Huh, interesting. And then treasure chest number 5. 5 play points, a Vorinclex Voice of Hunger, and a Brushland. Don't think Brushland is worth anything. And neither is Vorinclex. But hey, we played some Tron. It was a good Tron league. I don't really have any complaints about this list, other than maybe the lack of Veil of Summer, but we played against one matchup where it would have been relevant, and we didn't need it. Opponent didn't have nearly enough counter spells. I imagined a scenario where it could have gone worse, but, like, it didn't, and so who knows? If you like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though the last few have been earlier. I may have to postpone the stream this upcoming week after this video. So the first Wednesday after this video, I may not be streaming because I might be recovering from some travel to get back to my home. For those of you that don't know, I'm out visiting family. Yes, I strictly quarantined. I drove across the country in one day. I didn't interact with anybody. So there's no concern there. But my niece was born, and I had to come home for that. And I am preparing to make my journey back. So hope to see you guys next time I stream. I want you to know that you're all wonderful human beings. And thanks for watching. Bye!